Good morning. Hi, Arlene. Good morning, early bird, Arlene. This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and today is April 30th. Welcome to my desk. Welcome to my desk. Well, I want to finish postcards. This one's the one that's coming back to me. It was experimental, but I like how it turned out. I don't have anything on the back yet. And I have the scissors cut out of 3 more that I gave away, I believe, was it Monday morning? I can't remember when I did it. No, it wasn't Monday, that was yesterday. I don't remember, Saturday morning, I guess. But we're going to work on these today. But I wanted to show you this slow stitch. Remember I had that white doily over this? Well, this piece I got from Pearl at Pearl's Finds. By the way, she's going to have another sale. I don't know if it's today. I'll look it up and let you guys know. She's going to have another sale. Hi, Mina. This week sometime. I'll look it up in a few minutes here. But, yeah, I've got this, and this fits my basket perfectly. And I have a use for that other doily, and we'll get to that in a minute. I was organizing here. This is my in and out basket. My in and out basket. I keep my little scribble journal in here. This is my tatting journal. I want to show you some things in there. And I don't know what I did with my current project. Oh, here it is. This one I finished. I'm going to put it in this stitch journal. You know, when I stitched that piece I gave to Allie Kay, I said I was going to do a similar one for my stitch journal. Well, I finished it yesterday, and here it is. I'm really happy with it, and it'll fit in here. We'll pull these out. Whoops, did I knock something out? Did I knock something over? I don't know if I did or not. And I'm working on this piece, which is going to be the backstory piece. I was going to use that one I just showed you as the backstory, but reviewing K3N's video, she stitched over a printed design, and I had gotten this little piece from Pearl, and of course I've already cut it up. I cut it to fit my book. But this is a little lamb, and I'm doing French knots in here. And yes, I'm conscious of what I'm doing on the back. The back also comes through pretty good. But I'm going to give him a little black tail and black hoofs and a little black nose. Maybe a pink nose, but a black, black head, I guess. And little French knots up at the top. Little black feet. Pearl sale will be sometime Thursday morning. Thank you. I appreciate that. Was that you, Mina, who said that? Somebody said that. Who said that? I'm up at my phone, so you're going to see some jiggling. Mina said, 11 a.m. on Eastern on May the 2nd was Pearl sale. So that's early in the morning for you because that's Eastern. So Central, I think you're Mountain Time, aren't you, Mina? You're either Mountain or Pacific, so that would be like 9 o'clock in the morning for you. Oh dear. And then I tatted all these little pieces. These are going to go on those scissors postcards, or just those little flowers. And I'm going to keep those out. But I've organized this whole piece. There's another piece I want to reach in here and get. I keep my thread in here that I'm working on. Well, my thread's covering everything up. I've been working on my journal cover. I think this is the piece. No, this isn't. Is this it? No, that isn't it. I've been working on this piece. This is the one that I'm going to cut into 4 sections for giveaway. But I have another piece in here. See, I organize it all and then I can't find anything. The thread gets in the way. And I started putting my embroidery threads that I'm going to use on my next piece. Right now, this is the one for the backstory, and scissors and everything, because I go outside on the front porch and I need it, and that helps. I'm looking for that other piece. Did I bury it? I might have buried it. Oh. Well, forget organizing. I got my Japanese boral piece. I've done some stitching on that. Is that it? This isn't it. That's a piece to stitch on, though. Let's pull this out. I'm going to pull this whole piece out here, because I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that. These are my threads. Here it is. No, that's going to go in a journal. Well, where is that other piece? Did I tuck it way down in here? Well, let's do this. Let's just take everything out until I find it and reorganize it. And I always carry some paper towels and Kleenex out there because I'll need them. And these are just pieces that I might want to stitch on. This is the piece that I'm working for giveaway in my morning streams. I haven't done much to it, but I pinned this down and I was going to stitch it on there, but I want to put little pockets in here, so I'm going to have to take it off, and that's kind of stalled me for a minute. And these are the cotton pieces that go in there. I'm looking for a piece that hopefully it's in here. I'm going to have to take everything out. Oops, and I keep hitting but you can see I keep quite a bit in this basket. I don't have room for it here. I have a little writing board in case I want to write. I got this from Lindy. Well, actually, I think it was her husband, Sean, who made it. But I keep it in there in case I want to write. Out on the front porch. Well, I'm befuddled because I don't know what happened to that other piece. Maybe it's not in here, or maybe it's way down at the bottom. These are scrap pieces. I'm always looking for something at some time or another. I don't see that other piece. Where did it get off to? So I'm down at the bottom. I'm down at the bottom. It disappeared on me. The one that I was doing button covers out of. I'm going to keep those out. All right, so this is fabric. Let's put this World Journal down at the bottom because I probably will not work on it right away. And I'm going to put this here. And these are just white scrappy pieces. These are pieces of fabric. My Kleenexes and fabric pieces. A piece that I'm working on. I don't know what happened to that other piece. Well, I was going to use it this morning. Grr. Oh, here it is. This is the piece I'm looking for. But now I don't know if I want to use it because I've got this tapestry on the back. So I might abandon that. Let's put the thread back in there. All these threads. I have them in there just in case I need them. You see, I'm working on blues now. Another thread in here. Come back to the postcard. Okay. Did I get it all? Except for, well, my journal. So I want to keep the tatting journal out. I probably will not work on the backstory piece. I probably will not work on this. I want to keep that out for now. Okay. So let's put this back on. I have things out, but I want to talk about them. This could go down. All right, I'll get this off my desk. But I thought I'd show you my in and out basket here. Let me set this behind me. Oh. I sat out on the front porch and, oh, I forgot a blue thread. I sat out on the front porch yesterday afternoon and stitched almost all afternoon on that finished piece that I showed you. So what K3M did, let me get out here and welcome folks in. Get out here to my channel. Get out to my live stream. Set the quality. Oh, good morning everybody. You're getting a look at my leggings and my shirt. Let me zoom in. I'm very comfortable during the day here. Okay, let me fix chat and welcome folks in. All messages. So, live chat, chat filter, all messages. So Mina's here and Arlene is here. Isn't that stitch piece fun? That's going to go in my journal. I'm going to pin it in. 11 a.m. Eastern on May the 2nd is Pearl Sale. And I am going to go to that. I was in her sale the other day. She's been selling tablecloths, beautiful tablecloths. I snagged a couple. And was it lace curtains? Or I don't remember what she sold some fabric, was it fabrics? I don't remember what she sold other than the tablecloths the other day. That I was there for the tablecloths. There were some other things she was selling. I can't put my brain on it this early in the morning. Arlene says she needs coffee. Cool leggings. They're kind of orangey and red. Gold. Okay, so K3N made a pocket in this week's, I'm following K3N Cloth Tales. You picked up some beautiful lace panels from Pearl, Mina. That's good. That's good. So I want to welcome folks in. If you come in and you're watching the replay, welcome, welcome. That's fine too. I appreciate replay folks. I'm getting back out to my channel here. I got out of it. Oh, there's 17 of you in here. Hi, Melody. Hi, Angie. 15 of you in here. 2 of you left. When I saw 17 and then it turned into 15. This is the channel, K3N Cloth Tales. Hi, Kimberly. Good morning, lady. It's good to see you. Let me pin her channel here. I follow her for Slow Stitch, and every Monday, she's done really good. She says she's putting up a Slow Stitch video, which is a page in a 2024 journal every Monday. Then she does Wonky Wednesday, and she's been doing these miscellaneous projects, and then I've seen her do some stuff on Friday. So she's very active. She's over in France, and she's a wonderful teacher, and I just love to hear her talk. And we're going to talk about this most recent video in a minute here. She's inspired me. I did buy the book off of Amazon. She was reading a book called Pockets, I believe, The History of Women. And I bought it used off of Amazon. And she did a pocket for her 2024 stitch journal. And she darned. And this was the doily that I had on top of my in and out basket. And it already had these holes in it. So when I make my pocket, I'm going to make it out of this. And I'm going to darn these 2 little pieces. So I'll probably fold it this way, and the pocket will I'll probably fold it like this. And I'm not going to do it here. Then she used things that meant a lot to her. I wish I would have saved more of my mom and dad's clothing. But even what I saved is in storage. So I'm just using things that are around. And this obviously is a doily that I either bought online or at the thrift store or something. I didn't make it, that's for sure. But it means something to me because it was a topper for my in and out basket that I started this year. So it still means something to me. And what I'm going to do, I think I folded my pieces up here. These are just little pieces that I've saved. She did an eyelet stitch, and I have a little bitty eyelet stitch that I thought I would put on here, maybe with some red, like that maybe. I mean, a little patch. And then she did a patch. And so I was hunting out things. I may not use this. I got it out. It's kind of a hanky, scarfy material. And this is some more of that red. But I got these little patches out just for maybe a little cluster patch. And I'll probably do some stitching in here too. But I'll have these little, did I cover up my other hole? Oh, they're upside down, but that's okay. And then for the tie, I'm going to disassemble this or deconstruct it. And for the tie, I'm going to use this stretchy piece, and I'll probably maybe cut right in here where these eyelets are. I'd like to keep the eyelets. I don't know, though, they might fall apart. I think if I cut this one will stay, because it's hooked to this, and this one's hooked into there. And then, however the rest of it falls is how it falls. And then this is stretchy. It's just little fillet stitches. It's stretchy that it'll make a nice tie for the pocket. I'm not going to work on it here. I'm just showing you. And this is some more fabric left over from the in and out piece. It has another half over here. Another half piece that I can use for backing or whatever. So this is my next page in my 2024, but I'm working on that backstory yet. I kind of backtracked on my backstory, so, and then I had a really busy week last week, and I didn't get a whole lot of stitching done last week, but I did do some tatting. That's next. Let me put this over on my basket. I probably will not be able to work on it today because I have to go to town today. I've been working on my tatting, and whoops, goes this way. I don't mind if you see that. That's just the hospital bill. I have to make a payment today. This is the 30th. I tried calling them to make my payment, and I called them over the noon hour, and that was not a smart thing to do. So this is all the tatting projects for the needle tatting class that I've worked on. And Katia said, she said in 2 weeks she's going to work on the journal, and she told me that, was it Sunday night, I think she said, because I was saying I split open an envelope to keep my tatting pieces from floating away on me. But see, I started out, I documented some double stitches here, and I don't know if, yeah, I got a ring, but I want to make a ring with no picots on them for it to go up in here. And here's the butterflies, and this is the little dove. This is another ring hanging down here. This is a ring with picots of different sizes. She suggested I do that. This is another butterfly, another butterfly. I've been saving my butterflies. Here's some more of these flowers that I did. And then we did a study where we're working on true rings. And there's true ring and connected by threads, bare threads. And I did some of those here and here. And then the folded joins. I'll show you this one close up. I struggled a little bit with my folded joins. This one's glued down. This one was a mess. This was my first one over here, and it came out really good. And I'm really proud of it. This one, I figured out what I was doing wrong, and I'm going to do another good one. But look at this one. I giggle at it because I was so proud of it. And because you do a little medallion, and then you fold it. Ignore this piece right here. You fold it over, and then you attach. Well, I'll show you on the one that I'm going to finish. But look, I got it upside down. My picot on my last ring is in the center instead of on the outside. So I flipped it somehow, and I could try to fix it, but I'm going to leave it as an oopsie on the oopsie pages. What did I do with that pin? I stuck it back in here, right here. So I'm going to have an oopsie page. I don't have as many oopsies this time around because all my oopsies for these type of things happened last year. I do have oopsies when, you know, after you've tatted for about a year, you start understanding until you get into pieces that you don't understand. But this was my first one, and it came out really nice. This is the one I'm working on now, and I'm getting ready to do the folded join. Let me take it off of the... because I want to show you here where I have to tap the last petal yet, the last ring. But what you do with a folded join, and I'll show you with two that are done, you fold this part over and then you join the two rings. And it's called a folded join. Well, what you do when you tap the last petal, you have an open spot. So when you fold it over, you're actually joining this ring to the ring from the petal that's not done here. So it gets accomplished. So pretend there's another ring under there, and then you would join those. So, but I have to go out, and I clipped out of the last week's video, the week that she showed how to do this. I clipped the how to do it, because I thought, oh, that's easy, I can do that. And then I went on about my daily life, and when I came back to do it, I'm going, now what did she do exactly? Yeah. So that's my tatting progress. She said, she said, you're really going to like this week's project, Meri, so I'm curious to know what she's bringing up next. But for now, this is kind of my journal until I want to see what she's going to do for a journal. For now, this is where I'm keeping my class pieces. And I kind of like doing this, to tell you the truth. I just kind of fold them up in this envelope. And then I saved this out. This is I take notes during the class. I'm going to go back and review. But my notes are, I got some thread pieces here I want to save. I don't tat along with her in the class because I'm busy taking notes and writing, and I have to set things down and pick things up. But you can see where I take notes during the class. I skipped some pages in here. And I don't want to put my tatted pieces in here because it'll be hard to write on subsequent pages. So I want a journal where I can keep all of this, plus keep the 8.5 sheets that she gives as handouts. So, but these are all my class notes. Like here, I say, watch how she measures how much thread for a chain. And she showed, and I did do that. I'm going to check it off here. She showed us how to estimate thread for a chain, and then you can calculate the length of your thread for a ring and a chain. So, and I did do that, and it works really, really good for me. Describe the difference in the length of Picasso depending on the vertical and horizontal position of the Picasso gauge. She does that in her. And what I marked here was when I want to go back and rewatch, I wanted to, I put the word time, and I forgot to put like where it was in her. So when I go back and rewatch the video, I'll put in like 27 minutes or wherever she described how to do that. But see, this is, and then I keep track of where I am and what I've done. I see, here's where I did the dove. I almost did a ring with different sizes of Picasso at Katia's suggestion. This is, not almost, I also. This is also a good practice if you want to practice consistent size picots without the gauge. It's just do a chain of picots. Of course, you can pull them into a ring if you want, but you can make pretty little flowers if you make the little picots different sizes, or if you just want to practice doing picots or even practice doing small picots, this is a good way to practice. I'm making more butterflies. I'm using variegated thread. I found, where is it here? At Hobby Lobby, I found a whole box. I think there's 15 different, and it was on sale. 15 different spools here of variegated threads. And I happen to be using this one right now. So that's what that note is about. I worked hard at using the crochet hook to do my joins. So like last year when I did joins, I was a lazy tatter. I used my needle to pull the thread through the picot, and you can do that, especially if you have a larger picot. It's very easy. It's almost like crocheting in a way. But it's much neater if you set your needle down and pick up the crochet hook and pull your thread through. And it's just that extra step while I'm tatting that prevents me from doing much of that, but I'm forcing myself to do that. Buy a small, oh, this is my next thing I want to get at Handy Hands. So that's a note to me. Review thread estimate, I did that. Here I tatted some, this was yesterday's note. I tatted some butterflies for my slow stitch piece, and I've already showed that to you. So I'm ready for class tomorrow, and what I've been doing is I put needle tatting and then I already know from her post in the group that it's going to be part 5 of the true ring. She's teaching us all sorts of things about the true ring, which is just one small part of tatting. And this is page number 1, and then I'll date it. Tomorrow's the 1st, isn't it? 5/1/2024. And then I'll head a couple pages like this because I don't want to stop and do it during class. Needle tatting. And I have a whole nother little book like this from last year where I took all sorts of notes. And it becomes a part of my tatting world here. Part 5, true ring. And then as she teaches some technique during this lesson, I'll go back in and, like here last week, she taught the folded join, estimating thread. So I kind of have headers here. 5/1/2024. And then I keep my pen with that. So the other thing I want to show you with tatting, Katia had told us in one of the chats that she came to my chat that she uses a hard needle case to store her needles. And you know how I lost that needle the other day? Well, I want to, now this one is not as deep as I wish it was. I'm going to look for some deeper ones. But I'm going to cut a little piece of batting and put in here. And I can't get, maybe I can get a needle threader in here in my needle. But let's put, I had eyeglasses in here. That's just a fabric snippet. Let me cut a little piece of batting to put in here. Maybe to there. And how wide? Maybe I'll double this. So I don't want to, let's fold this. is that too wide? No, I think that's good. So just all these little extra things you do, avoid frustration, like losing your needles. And Angie, I was telling him in chat that I lost my tatting needle. And she said, "When was the last time you used it, Meri?" And I said, "Well, it was right here at my desk." And I started going like this, and there it was. Now, I think I'll do another one for up here. So let me cut another one this size. Well, we'll cut it a little smaller here. Look at me cutting backwards with my wrist here. Okay. Let's just cut as straight as I can. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, get my batting off the desk here. I got this batting when I was making those Santa Clauses that I got one made for Christmas. And I'm just going to kind of fold these in half for now. And let's hunt out a needle threader. I got thread. Where's my needle? Did I put it in here? Get a hold of the thing. And I'll figure this all out. I'll figure this all out later. How exactly I want to, because I might want to, instead of folding this, I might want to just, but for now, I'm just going to put my needle through here. Wow. This is a tatting needle, though. But it sure doesn't want to go in there. The tatting needles are blunt. They are blunt. I might make a little, but once you get this in, you make a hole and you put it through the same hole every time. Wow. And see how my needle slants? When you're slow stitching, you need to be conscious of that slant, because that's what makes your stitches crooked. It's still slanting. There we go. Well, now it's slanting. I can't get it straight. It goes where the fibers allow it to go. Now we'll just do it like that. And then if I consciously put it back in there, let's get a needle threader out. This is the wrong way. Here's my trying to learn how to shuttle tat. I haven't been working on that. You probably want a crochet hook. I'm going to put this one in there because it's red, but it's really too big to pull Picasso with. And I'm looking for a needle threader, which I've got these dental floss things. I'm going to buy another package of those. Where's my needle threaders? That's all tatting. I think they're over in this barrel. Here's, see, I'm going to have to look for a bigger case. I'd like to be able to put this in here. This is a small case. And here's 2 crochet hooks. One is tinier. I'm going to put the larger one in there. And I'm looking for my needle threader here. These are some embroidery scissors when I was working with my friends down in St. Louis. These are Ginger scissors. This is my purchase, but one of my friends did a Meri little beaded piece that says Meri, and then I heart XS, which is cross stitch. I'm getting to the needle threader, and I'd like a pair of scissors, but these are really too big. You can get little ones. Oh, maybe the snipper. It's another needle threader. This snipper piece. What I don't like about the snipper one that it doesn't close. I don't think. Yeah, it does. No, that's not a close. That's just a... There's nothing to lock this, but it'll fit in there. And then you can put some thread that you wound up on a... Let's do that. So I'll have a little tatted case that I can carry with me in my in and out basket. That's why I'm doing this. I have, where in this basket I have some threads, but oh no, that's I'm saving for my journal cover. What I want, well, we'll just use this, and I'll wind some thread on here. I don't want to use my good scissors to cut. And I always keep a pair of tweezers, and here we'll use these. And I think I'll make a longer piece here. So if I want to wind... Now, when I make those butterflies, this is for slow stitch. When I make those butterflies, I wind off 9 feet. Now that's way more than I need. I probably only need 8, maybe 7.5, maybe 6. But I like to have the extra thread, and then if I have thread left over, I just tap rings or chains or something like that. But what I want is to wind some thread to put in here. So let's do that. I'm just kind of getting my little case ready. I'm going to put it in my in and out basket. And I got this idea of using the glass case, the hardbound glass case from Katia. She was sharing that that's what she did. Let's fold it over. Whoops. See, this needs to be glued down here. That liner came out. It's an old one. And I was keeping a pair of extra, they really weren't Dollar Tree eyeglasses, they were Walgreens, which are a little bit better. They sell Foster Grants at Walgreens. Let's see, I was going to put, I want to save this smaller one for inside. The smallest of them. And then I'm just going to, wind some extra thread to tap with here and put it in here. Of course, I have all that thread in my basket, but most of that's for slow stitching. But I do have some. And I'll just wind, because I'm kind of currently working off of this. This makes pretty butterflies. And look, there's a flaw in here. I didn't do that. So this is Hobby Lobby thread. We're going to end it here. This is Hobby Lobby thread. Obviously, they hit a space here where they needed to add more thread. I'll cut that off. And that's enough to play with. See if I can't hide this under here. Hide that tail. And I'm not going to tat. I'm just getting my tatting. Here's some extra stuff here. I'm going to put it over with this. Let's do this color. Hopefully I won't run into that problem again. This is a gold. I've been using the gold for my postcards that I'm going to work on. Now this is about 1.5 inches, so I've gone around this about 6 times, so that's probably about 12 inches on there now. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's another foot, I think. So you can kind of, I'm lost track now because I'm talking, but you can kind of keep track by measuring the width of your piece and how many times you go around. You know, there's 1 inch here and 1 inch there, or 1.5 inches, almost 1.5 inches, so not quite 1.5 inches, probably 1.25 inches, which would make it 2.5 inches for each time you go completely around. So if you go around 2 times, that's 5 inches. If you go around, If you go around 4 times, it's 10 inches. So you can kind of estimate how much thread you're winding on here if you're working on a piece, and you know, if you want a good amount of thread. I'm going to stop here because that's enough to play with. And I'd like to put some white on here, but we're just going to put it in like so. My needle, my crochet hook, my little crochet hook, my needle threader. That big one doesn't fit too good. Neither does the little crochet hook. I really need a larger case. I'm going to look for a larger one. The clipper scissors. I'm going to put this other cotton batting piece in the top, but I don't know. And then I'm just going to close it up, and I'm going to put that in my in and out piece, my in and out basket. Oh, I forgot the thread. So what happens when I open it? Everything falls. So I might have to put, well, my needle's in there. I might have to put that crochet hook in a little pocket or something. So when I open it, it won't fall out, or I don't want things falling out. But it's good enough for now. So I just thought I'd show you. This is kind of dented in here. It probably is a much fatter case, but I got it at the thrift store, and it doesn't close even, but it snaps closed really good. I'm not going to open it again. So what I want to do next, I should put some pins in there, some straight pins, and I'll do that later. I want to move on. What I want to do next, let's get rid of the padding stuff. Not get rid of it, put it behind me. And this is what I pulled out yesterday morning, and I washed it all out after the stream, or not yesterday, Sunday evening. Time flies. But what I want to do here is, and I think I'll take a, what do I want to use? Maybe I can spy something on here. I might have to take it off of here. I don't know if I stitched everything down. This is my journal cover. Oh, this one's still pinned on. Is there another one that's still pinned on here? Let's see. this one. So I was working on these Japanese, the borrow stitches here. These are all, this one's pinned down. But, and this one is on my journal. This one is in the test area. These others are stitched down. I want to take this off and see, look at the back. And it's so dark. I want something that's not so dark. So I might see, I was going to use the back of that. I was going to use the other piece that I was digging for earlier. I was going to use it for what I want to do, but it's got a tapestry back and I want a light colored back. So I might just do it. I want something like this. What's on the back of that? I might take this piece off. This is on, do I have a piece over in my test area like here? We'll take this piece off. No, because it just doesn't have what I want. I want something. I'm thinking, this is my test area. What I might do, because I want to do a little piece here, and I might do it right in here. This is my test area. And I might do it on the back and just leave it on the back. We might work, and I want to do that right here because it's not going to be a whole lot. So I'm going to use this and this area in here. And let me come out and look at chat because I've been rattling on here. Let me reset my chat filter. I want to welcome you all in. Thank you for sharing a Tuesday morning with me. I appreciate it. Hi, Sylvia. Welcome and good morning. She says, that is a neat little case and a great idea for you, for your to-go basket. It's my in and out basket. That's what I'm calling it, my in and out basket. I use it on the inside the house, and then when I go out on the front porch, it's my out basket. In and out, in and out. Mina says, I've seen hard eyeglass cases that are larger and where crochet hooks would fit. Yeah, Mina. This pair of glasses I actually bought at a reputable. It's not a Dollar Tree pair of glasses. These pair of glasses cost me $300, but they're good ones. They're bifocals and they're nice. And I have had the little screws come out, but I take it in, then they fix it for free. But because they're such big glasses, I have a larger case. But I don't want to, I want to keep that case for these glasses. Take care of them. But before I had my cataract surgery, I was just wearing Dollar Tree glasses, readers. But these are nice. I appreciate my eyes, let me tell you. It's nice to be able to thread a needle. But you can find those glass cases at thrift stores and Goodwill, and they're plentiful. Let's see. What else is going on? Sylvia says, the in and out basket, I meant. Kimberly's here. Arlene is here. She said, it's quiet in here. The only sound is Meri. And I just heard that dreaded pop of a canning jar lid. Now I have to go find out which jar seal let loose. Oh. Oh, no. Let's see what else is going on. Angie's here. Hi, Angie. Good morning. She says, here you all are. Here you all. She's passing out coffee to wake you up. Angie said, chat got quiet. Did you all go back to sleep? It bothers Angie when you guys aren't chatting. It doesn't bother me. She wants to wake you up. She comes in here to chat. I love you, Angie. Kimberly says, Paul sprayed the entire yard. I can hardly see a difference. He used the big sprayer on the tractor. What are you talking about? Kimberly says, Beck, I got tore up last week. The feet and elbows, I was cussing. Oh, what happened, Kimberly? You all lose me. What do we have in Tennessee? I don't know, Angie. Arlene, do you have them up in Tennessee? Oh, she says you've lost me. What do we have? What don't we have in Tennessee? Or what do we? Oh, they were spraying for fire ants. And I bet that's what Kimberly got attacked by fire ants when she said I got tore up last week, feet and elbows. And Paul sprayed the entire yard. I can hardly see a difference. Aw, I'm sure glad we don't have those here. I was reading, well, you guys know citronella, but you can plant citronella plants. And I was thinking it'd be fun to plant some around the front porch. I'm going to go to Earl May today and see what they have. And I was reading, they tell you to start those Japanese indigo plants inside. So I'm going to do that. So I'll probably buy a fresh bag of nice potting soil for those just to get them started. My brother will like that. I'll do that out in the back porch. Take up more of his space. Becky says she hates fire ants. Good morning, Miss Becky. Becky said, oh, Arlene said, oh no. Becky said, beastly fire ants tore me up as they were living in the pots of daylilies. Oh no. I'm so sorry, Becky. She says, I have to go out and pull the daylily tops out of the pine straw. I threw them down in the dark last night. Aw. Derby, good morning, Derby. Darla Phillips, good morning, Darla. She says, good morning, I'll be in and out. I'm listening at work and will have to leave my phone at desk at times. Okay. We had a lady, and I think she still listens to the replays, but she used to come in every morning as she was driving to work. And she'd always pop in and say good morning. She was down in Texas, and I always kind of worried about her, but she said she listened to me on the way to work, and I thought, well, it's either me or the morning news. She chose me. Aw. So I appreciate you guys that come in the morning. I was up at 3:30 this morning. I've already had my coffee and my devotions and my reading, and I looked on Facebook and kind of checked out YouTube and checked messages and emails and stuff like that. I like to get that done in the morning. It's kind of a me time before I get started here. Kimberly, this is where Kimberly came in, and Aunt Beck and Nina and Arlene. Joyce, there's Joyce. She says, hi, Arlene, I just woke up. It's raining where she is. Arlene says, Joyce, it was pouring here all night. You're getting flooded. Joyce said it's raining. Angie said she wanted the lace around that doily. And this is where I was talking about what I'm going to do for the pocket. Becky says, everyone keep Barbara Every. Yeah, Barbara Every husband passed away last night. He had just come home from the hospital. He wanted to be at home. You know, and my heart says he kind of knew and that he wanted to pass away at home. That's what my heart says. That's what my heart said when I read her post. But, you know, he was at home. And it's hard. it's hard to lose a family member. You know, I don't have a husband to lose, but, you know, I've lost family members, and it's not easy going through all of that. So keep Barbara Every in your hearts and prayers. Prayers for Barbara, yeah. Barbara goes, I think she goes into Beth Schuler quite a bit. She's come into here before. She's also is in our slow stitch group, K3 Uncloth Tales. She's over in the UK, I believe. Becky's tracing patterns today. Yep. Kimberly says, thank you, Beck, for letting us know that. All right, so let's go back to this. What I want to do on this fabric, and I think they're about the same size, and this is kind of a knit. I didn't know it was a knit when I dyed it, but it's stretchy, which is okay for what I'm going to do. And I just want a small piece that I can fit over in here. I don't know about stitching on this. I don't know about stitching on it, but I'm going to cut a square off that I can handle before I cut the piece that I want. So, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. I don't know. Yeah, this is the most, I don't want to go digging for my other pieces. This is a knit piece. I didn't realize this was, because it's stretchy. So I don't know how it's going to work stitching on it. We'll see. Slow stitching. I know that when you stitch on knits for the machine stitching, you use what they call a ballpoint needle. And I've not done that yet. So what I want to do here, and I think I'll just guesstimate the size. Maybe I'll pin. Maybe I'll pin. I know, Penelope, you have pins, but I want some little applique pins. Applique pins. Applique pins. And I'm going to mark the edges of my circle so I kind of have an idea. And I'm going to draw on this before I... So if my pin is here, the other one's about... The circle's right there. And it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be... I got my needle threader that I tucked in there. And of course it's around the pin. I tucked it in that pin case so I wouldn't lose it. It's really a floss threader. Dental floss threader. And they probably use them once and throw them away. Well, I'm not ready to throw mine away. It's good for threading needles. You can't see it very well. But it's here in my hands. I'm just going to fold it up in there. Put this back on. All right. So this is about the size that I want. Now I'm just going to take a pencil and draw on this. And what I want to draw, don't I have a sharper pencil out here? What did I do with all my pencils? Guess I'll use this one. What I want to draw is a little mouse. And he's going to be looking up, kind of. A little mouse. Maybe I'll draw him in ink so you guys can see him. Where's my... I want my Sharpie pen. Did I take it off my desk? Where is everything? Yeah. Scissors. I thought I had a Sharpie pen in here. This is my, yeah, this is a Sharpie. But is it a good one? I'm going to draw a little mouse on here. Can you guys see his nose? He's going to be kind of looking up. He's got a little beady eye. And do mice have round ears or pointy ears? I think they have kind of roundy ears, don't they? He's going to have two little ears. He's going to have a little foot here. And, oh, he's going to be bigger, but that's okay too. We're going to let him come out of the circle. And this is his other paw. Maybe make it a little smaller here. Probably should have done this on paper first, but nope, I didn't. So this doesn't, his nose doesn't quite come to that pen, so I can move it a little if I need. And this is his paw. And I'm going to make his tail. Yeah. I kind of wanted it to go that way, but I think I'll make it come around like this. And kind of do a little curly cute tail there. Can you see him? Can you see my little mouse? He's got a big head. Maybe we'll put another little paw in there. All right. So I'm going to take this off now. We'll give Penelope these pens. Don't eat them, Penelope. They got a little head on them, so she may have a hard time digesting them. That one's a little dark. I'm going to put it on the white. Put this one on the white too. Well, that one's, here, I'll put it that way. Okay. So here's my little mouse. Little mouse in the house. And the reason I'm doing this little mouse is to honor K3N, Cloth Tales. She was doing her pocket. And as she was stitching her pocket around, she had a little slit in there. And she says, no, I'm not going to vote, because she had just done last week the backstory, which this is the backstory. It's the backing of your stitching. And she said, no, I'm not doing backstory, but she said maybe if a little mouse got in there, and she called him a persnickety little mouse. And I thought, oh, that would be cute to put on a journal. Now this is in my test area, which is good because this, I haven't stitched on a knitted fabric with slow stitching. And I'm going to stitch on here because I know from experience that, and I'm just going to do an outline stitch. And he's going to be a little brown mouse. I might give him a pink eye and a pink nose. Really, the eyes are probably dark. But he's going to be the little persnickety mouse. She said he may be persnickety and may not like the backstory. He may go, that's a lot of messy thread in there. But I'm going to stitch, and I thought I'd do that here, the persnickety little mouse. I thought I'd do it here. And so I put my thread, shall I make him gold? Will he show up with gold? It will show up, but I had some black. What's this? Those are needles. Where is that thread, or where that's going off to? Let me get this out. I'll need a good amount. Yeah, here. Some black thread. I'm just going to outline stitch him. And you know what? I put all my needles. I got a needle, the needles here. And this is a crochet size 10 thread, so I'll need a fairly big eye. That's a fairly long needle. It's too big. I might need the help of a needle threader to and we're just going to do a little outline stitch here. I really prefer, I have found that, I think it's the clover needles. I've got them in my other pieces, but I have obviously put those away. I don't want to dig them out now. So I'm going to try this needle. It's kind of big, but I like the larger eye, and the larger eyes seem to be in the bigger needles, but I do have a small needle that has a large eye. But we'll try this because I'm just going to do an outline stitch here. I get it in there and then my hand pulls it out. And then I have trouble threading it again. Get in there. I frayed the thread. Let me snip it off. You fray that end of the thread and they go every place. So this is kind of I thought that was so cute when she talked about if there were a persnickety little mouse that crawled into that pocket. And he was commenting on the backstory. Well, I can't do this in front of you guys. I got to get it up to my nose. Sorry about that. I almost have it and then I pull it out. So, if I do this tail, I'm going to stitch to this point, then when I stitch them on I'm going to cut this off, and then when I stitch them on so I won't stitch this, because I'm going to cut here, but when I stitch him on my piece, I'm going to give him his tail back. So let's cut a piece, and I'm not sure how this is going to stitch on this knitted fabric. It's a close knit. It's a small knit, but it's stretchy. It's like a t-shirt almost. All right, we're just going to start here. Maybe we'll start down here at the base. And this should not take me too long to do. Yeah, see, that's an awfully big needle for this fabric. But it is what it is. I don't want to go honey needles. And we're going to just leave that hang for a minute. And yeah, I'm not good at stitching in front of you guys. So I generally have to get this stuff up to my face. And it's like it's a yard away from me. Now I'm gonna make a little knot here. I think K3N just does a little back stitch, but I just kind of come around and hold this one and then come through the loop like that. Make a little knot that way. This is the back. I don't want to pull it too tight because it is a knit. All right. I think I can take a little bit longer stitch here. Yeah, see, it's too big of a needle for this fabric, and also this fabric is a knit, so luckily I'm not doing a lot of fancy stuff here. I'm going to clip this, it's bugging me. Well, I got 2 stitches in. And this is kind of for fun. I thought a little mouse would be fun to do. The persnickerty little mouse that crawled in K3N's pocket. They have animals. They have horses and dogs and cats. And they lost their older dog this past week. So her pocket she filled her pocket with little memorabilia that reminded her of the older dog. And I don't know what I'm going to put in my pocket, but I'll probably put some stitch things, some needlework, maybe some art journaling stuff, because I don't really have anything like that to put in. And that could be a good thing. I think as long as I don't pull too tight on these stitches, they'll be fine. And it's okay if they're a little uneven, because it'll be kind of the mouse hair. So I'm going up his back here. And I thought I'd stitch him here. He's going to take me some time, but taking me time because I have to, and see, it's much easier to stitch, and I stitch what they call in hand, meaning I don't put this in a hoop. I do not put my needlework in a hoop. They call this in hand, at least in the cross stitch world. They call it working in hand. Now I got that stitch coming there and this one coming here. So I got a little stitch there. So what I'm going to try to do here, I need a smaller needle. I just didn't want to go hunt it out. What I'm going to try to do here is pull this stitch over a little before I put my next stitch in there. Put it right in there. Of course, it doesn't want to go because it's too fat of a needle. So that kind of pulled the thread even with this other thread. Yeah, I definitely need a different needle. I'll stitch his tail on separately. I might even make it go a different way. And we're just going to do the outline stitch here. So I hope that you are all having a good week. I have to go shopping today. I want to get some suspenders and once I haven't been out there to work on my scarecrow because it's been so stormy and rainy. I'll see that stitch went a little crooked, but we'll just go with it. It's been so stormy and rainy, And she's doing fine out on the porch. I thought maybe the wind would blow her over. No, she's standing up good out there, but her skirt's falling down. Her skirt's down to the floor. It doesn't look too bad because she's kind of hidden by the swing out there, but I want to get some suspenders to hold her skirt up. And I was thinking I could just pin them up or sew them up. He's kind of got a little hump there. That's okay. We're just going to keep going here. So I need to get some suspenders. And there was something else I wanted at Walmart. I can't remember what it was now. See, if I don't make a list, I forget. I want to look for some plants. I want to go to the thrift store. So my brother did his grocery shopping. We used to shop together, but he buys things that I don't eat anymore because I feel like they're bad for me. And so I don't eat much of that stuff anymore. So, and I don't like to have him have to buy all my veggies. So he does buy some good stuff. He likes oranges, so thank goodness he eats his oranges. All right, I don't know if I can round this ear off with this or not, but we'll see. See, this thread is kind of a stretchy. I mean, the the fabric is stretchy. It's kind of hard to, and the needle's large. Don't do what I do. I pulled it right out of the... Did I break it? Looks like I broke it. This thread, oh, you know what? This is thread that came off of a skein that had, see, it's cut at a whole bunch of different places. So it was cut for a cross stitcher to use. They some of them cut their thread at 18-inch lengths. I don't. I use really long pieces of thread because I don't like having to rethread my needle. I did something wrong there. Let's see, I got to keep my stitches. If it bunches up, it's really kind of okay, but I kind of pulled tight on that. Now, if I was doing this as an art journal page, I could just paint it on and use a pen, but no, I've got to stitch it here. And I don't think I can round this too much. I'll try. This is his ear. It's not going to be a very round ear. Sorry about that, little guy. He's a persnickety mouse. So it's called slow stitch for a reason, because it takes time to do this, especially if you're not using the right tools. But I don't generally stitch in a hoop or Q-snap or anything like that, even if I'm doing needlework, samplers, or anything like that. I always stitch in hand. I'm going to do a long stitch here across his head. And I'm trying not to pull too tight because I don't want to stretch the fabric. Now I do another ear up here. Yeah, I'm using way too big of a needle. But it has a big eye. I don't struggle threading it. And this is going to be on the back anyway. It's going to be a part of the back story. And it's in my test area. I want to do another one, and I'll do that with a smaller needle. I'll do that one offline that I can put on the cover. And I might do one for a page. Maybe I'll put a mouse on my back story that I'm stitching now. Come on, get in there. I just want a tiny stitch here. His other ear. He's starting to look like a mouse. He's kind of a this thread is crochet thread, so it's not a cotton thread. So it's kind of a thick thread. It's a number 10 crochet thread. All right, now I think I'll do a long stitch here for his nose. It will be kind of poofy, but he's got a long nose. And we'll see how that works. His head, the nose part of his head. And look what I did. Crunched him all up. I might have to rethread after I do the nose. But I thought that was such a cute little aside in her video. I thought, oh, it'd be fun to illustrate the persnickety little mouse inside of the pocket, checking out the backstory. So when I get my backstory finished, I might put a little persnickerty little mouse inside of the pocket. That would be fun to do. And he'd kind of be hidden. Well, I could just drop him in there. I could stitch him, maybe stitch him onto a cotton batting or some sort of a backing, and then just drop him in there, and he'd be the persnickerty little mouse in the pocket. I think that's what I'll do. So I'm going to do long stitches here for the head. And then I think I'm going to have to end my thread because it'll be hard to tie a knot. I'll have to share this with the group. All right. Let's see. I think I'll come down one more stitch here for the head, and then I can start off with the paws on another thread. And I think I'm going to give him a pink eye and a pink nose. A mouse with a pink eye. Got it caught in there. I'm using way too big of a needle. See, he's got his own backstory. Look, see, he's got his own backstory, which is kind of loopy. Kind of loopy. So it's okay on the front, though. He's got a loopy backstory. And let's just tie a little knot. We don't have mice around here. I think the neighborhood cats take care of that issue. We had one mouse a couple years ago in the house, and my brother set traps, and we trapped him. And we tend to get, if they show up, and they don't show up that much, they show up in the fall where they're getting ready for winter. They're looking for warm places to stay. My persnickerty little mouse. All right, this one's too short. See, whoever did this cut the threads. I don't know what length, but I remember taking this off of the skein, and the threads were all cut. So some of them are long, some of them are short. This one's tangled in there. Where did it go off to? I think I got another one over it somehow. It's a mess. Probably should find a different thread here, but I've already started in this one. See, they're all, there's 3 of them going here. Well, I'm going to cut this because I don't want to fight with it anymore. I think I'll undo all of that and figure it out offline, but this is fairly long. See if I can thread my needle. And then I'll come look at chat before I get started again. But I thought this would be fun to do in a stream. What time is it? It's 7:30. This is Tuesday, so Kathy Berg and Colleen, and that thread's pretty long. I might have to take a little tacking stitch in there, or even put a little glue on there, because this is going to be on the test area anyway. But that's really too long of a stitch for, but I wanted a long stitch there for his nose. But there it is. Let me refresh chat. I'm getting hungry. I had some bread in the freezer. I buy whole wheat bread. I actually like the 12 grain bread, and I put it in the freezer, and then I just take out what I want. But I had a loaf. I bought a new loaf, and I had some at the end that I didn't use. So, and I've been eating a lot of salads. I'm going to tack this down because it's bothering me. This one's kind of long too. So what I did was dry it, put it in the oven, put the slices in the oven, and make croutons. And I've been having really good croutons with my salads. I've been eating a lot of salads lately. I'm enjoying my salads. I say they're every bit as good as what you would get at a restaurant. I'm really proud of my salads. Let's tie a knot in there. And it's not tacked down, but I've knotted my thread on it. And then let's cut this. He's kind of got his own backstory going here. But I'm going to tack this other piece down. I'm just going to travel over there. That's what they call when you go through several stitches. They call it traveling. Travel. And this is the back. I was going to read chat. Let's stop a minute and read chat. My little mouse can wait. Did Janet come in? Hi, Janet Nash. Oh, you love those on salads? Well, it's a good way. It's a good way to use up your, especially the heels of your bread. But I like whole wheat bread. I even like the heels when it's nice and fresh. But I bought a new loaf and I started eating out of the new loaf before I had the old loaf finished. So I just took and I set the oven at 170 and just put I had 4 slices left in a heel, and I just put them on my cookie sheet and made croutons. I did not put any olive oil or seasoning on it. The next time I do it, I'm going to use some olive oil and seasoning. Pam says, I plan on stitching the wings on my crochet chicken today. Woo! I'll bet that chicken's really looking good, Pam. Brenda says, I came on about 45 minutes ago. I got distracted by a short of a woman loosely felting a shape and then embroidering over the shape nests. A squirrel and eggs in a nest. She hypnotized me. You got inspired, huh, Brenda? What did Arlene say? Janet, I'm making flashcards. Oh, that's cool. Janet says, lovely, Arlene. Arlene says, good morning to Janet. Brenda, did Brenda pop in? Oh, yeah, I just said hello to Brenda. I was thinking Barbara Every when I said, did Barbara, what I meant was, I saw Brenda and I thought Barbara, and I said, did Brenda come in? Boy, my tongue is tied, what can I say? Let's see, what else is going on? Brenda says, good morning. Arlene dropped a link to Kathy Burke's channel. They'll be on at 9 o'clock. 10 Eastern, 9 my time. Stacy Catitude Stacy will be on this morning at 10. Or she says she streams 10 a.m. daily, and I have been seeing her out there pretty consistent. This is Tuesday. Who else is on since I'm yucking around? I think quite a few people come on Tuesdays. Kelly comes on at Kelly Rawson. Not the last time this is pretty old, but I got 9 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. Stacy Catitude. Barbara's on last night. I missed her. Becky will be on tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. But Ann Lars streams before her, so she kindly waits until Ann is done, so just watch for her. Kathy Arbor comes on at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's my last note on Tuesdays. She also comes on Thursday. Art Junkie Shannon was on last night, 8 p.m. Monday nights, crochet from the lounge chair. And then Dusty Unicorn on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific. And then, of course, Beth Schuler comes on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. Let me go down and see what's going on here. Stacy's stream for today. Arlene dropped a link. Brenda said it was fascinating watching her take a lump of wool and thread and then turn it into lifelike creations. Yeah, I'll bet it was. Pam says she loves having her salad for lunch every day. Yeah, I've gotten into doing that. I've gotten into doing that. I just actually yesterday, I don't eat a lot of meat, but I did buy some fish fillets because I felt like I needed, I need to eat some sort of a meat, and fish is good for you. I generally don't eat them, but I bought 6 of them. They're just frozen fish. I generally don't eat that stuff, but I did yesterday. But I made a fish sandwich out of it. But I think the next ones I cook, I'll just eat them separately as fillets because my sandwich falls all apart. It was kind of hard to eat it. What Janet said, it's a joy, Kimberly. What did Kimberly say? Kimberly said, oh, Janet, peppers, zinnias, catmint, salvia, daylilies, irises, cosmos, sunflowers, and more. Wow. Kimberly says, I was more worried of booting someone with wet keys. What are we talking about? I'm outside watering and I sprayed my phone. Oh, no. I was telling this week's page, I kind of talked about it earlier. This week's page for our K3N Cloth Tales journal is a pocket. Her pocket is kind of shaped like that, and she was telling about this book, the pocket, a history of women or something like that. I bought the book at Amazon. I can't wait to get it. But I lost my train of thought. Well, when I think of it, I'll tell you. I saw Kimberly and it reminded me something. Oh, I'm going to do the pocket for the book. I'll probably do it the same style as K3N did. But I also want to do a pocket to the women's pockets in days ago. They wore them kind of like a belt. They were not attached to the garment. They wore them like a belt. And so the pockets that they're making have a little tie on them. And that has a slit in there and you can, put your hand in there. But I was thinking it would be fun because when I go out and mow, the pants that I wear outside to mow don't have pockets. And I thought it would be fun to see if I could while I'm mowing, listen to either tie it to the lawnmower or tie it to my waist or around my neck, my smartphone. So I want to make a pocket for my smartphone. But I also want to do a slow stitch outfit for Penelope. So there you go. I've got projects, but I'm doing pretty good with keeping up. I'm doing pretty good. Okay, I'm headed over here to the long nose. Pam, this is where Pam came in. Janet Nash is here, Arlene and Angie. Angie said, it's hard to see a family member go through cancer and you can't do anything but be there for them. I pray for each and every one of you. Thank you, Angie. And we're talking about keeping Barbara Every in your hearts and prayers. Arlene dropped the link to Beth Schuler's channel and to Stacy's stream. Thank you, Arlene. Before fanny packs. Yeah. Now I want to kind of tack this down so he might have a little bit of a bump on his nose, but that's what persnickety mice have, bumps on their nose, because that thread's entirely too long. And I'm just going to do a little tacking stitch in here. Bring this down. And see if I just can't kind of tack it down. Of course, I've got way too big of a needle. There, it's not too bad. At least the thread isn't poofing up too bad. I should have taken short stitches in there, which would have been a little bump anyway. You deserve a bump on your nose. You're too persnickerty. See if I can't tighten that thread a little. All right, now I want to go back down to his paw, and I think I'll just travel down there. right down to here. And I'm just gonna gently pull my thread down to his front feet. He's going to be the persnickerty little mouse that's checking out the back stitching, the backstory on my test area of my journal. But I think when I do the pocket, I'll do a little mouse, and I'll do them on a better fabric than this. And I'll do a little mouse and I'll drop him in the pocket. I got such a kick out of her talking about the little mouse in the pocket. She didn't talk about it too long. She just said she was not going to, she was sewing her pocket, the lining to her pocket, or the two pieces together. And she said she had the, you know, the right sides of the fabric facing each other, and she was sewing on the back side, on the wrong side. And she said, no, I'm not doing a backstory here. She says, nobody will enjoy this stitching except for a little persnickerty little mouse. Oh, see, I got a gap in there. That's okay. I want to do another little paw over here. See, that goes out a little further. I'm using the entirely wrong size needle, but I'm not quitting. And we're gonna snip him out, and I'm gonna stitch him onto. I'm gonna stitch him onto my test area where he can. And he'll have, you know, he won't be perfect. And when I do the one that I'm going to put on my, drop in my journal, I'll probably stitch him on a felt piece, or I don't think cotton batting's kind of hard to stitch on, but I'll stitch him on. Looks like he's sticking out his tongue. That's really a paw. I don't know if I like that. Let me pull this out. Pull this one out. I got it too high. I think I'll pull this whole thing out. I don't like it at all. Which one is it? This one. Looks like he's sticking his tongue out at it. He says, yuck, that's horrible stitching on the back. Didn't they teach you any better at home ec class? Well, that's not it. Where is it? It's this one. Well, I could just leave it like that, and maybe just come down in a. Oh, I see. I traveled my thread here. Where is it? I traveled it here on the front. Well, I'm not going to. I pulled my thread out of my needle. I'm going to leave that as part of his paw. And if I try to put another one in there, it doesn't look good. Let's see what I can do here. Hold on, I have to thread my needle again. Let's come out. It's got an extra little stitch in there, but that's okay. Okay, let's come down here and see if I can't make this look like a paw. I want it just to come out to there. And this is just going to be an outline. Yeah, that looks more like a paw. This is just going to be an outline stitch. I think he's looking cute. My little mouse. The persnickety little mouse. I got a gap in here. I'm going to just travel down. Well, no, I don't think I'll travel down that way. Well, I already got a stitch in there, though. When I cut him out, I'll probably leave this part of the fabric. I might just cut him into a circle like this. Maybe cartoon style, and stitch it on. Because trying to cut in there, I'll snip some of the thread in here. And I don't want to do that. So it probably would have been better to stitch him right on the fabric, but then I would have had a front story. Because I'm going to put him on the back side. And this will go on my test fabric, my test area, and I'll do another one on a circle that I like on the cover of my journal. So I'm going to do one in my journal. I'm going to drop him into a pocket, and I'm also going to do one on the cover because I think it's such a cute little story. The little persnickety mouse in the pocket, checking out the back stitching. The back story. Probably looking for cheese. Probably looking for cheese. Or something to eat. And this is a stretchy fabric. It would have been better if I would have gotten up and went over and gotten the cotton pieces. But this is wider. This is wider. Those other pieces that I dyed are narrower, except for the ones I pulled out that are sitting over there that I need to wash. And I don't think I've showed those to you guys, but I want to finish this. I want to finish this. Persnickety little mouse. Now, I'm going to do his other paw here. Got to be careful taking these longer stitches because they loop, and I have to go back in and put in a tacking stitch, and then I put a bump on his face, bump on his head. That's okay, he'll be all right. So I got his other paw coming to here, starting in here. And I think I'll put another stitch right there. Whoops. There's a mouse in the house. I don't know if I have pink thread. I've got gold. Do I have pink out here? I'll have to check behind me. I might just have to color his eye. I don't want to use ink though, because this is knit and it'll probably bleed. Whoops, I kind of went curvy there. Well, we'll curve. It is his leg. It's not too bad. Now I'm going to do is, look, that thread is rotten. This is not good thread, you guys. I tore it right apart there. I'm going to pull that out. That's what happened to that other piece too. It bunched up on me and then it pulled itself out. Rotten thread. Look at that. I don't know if I can get that threaded or not, enough to make a knot. I might just try to stitch this down when I do my, I'm almost done, because I'm just going to go that short distance, and then the tail, I think the tail I'll do differently. Bring the tail up this way after I stitch it on. Well, now I know not to use this thread for, this is just, this is a fairly long piece. This is just thread I got at the thrift store. I wouldn't want to tap with this or crochet with it. Be a nightmare. I have some lavender thread. Can I give him lavender eyes? I've got gold. Give him a gold eye and a gold nose. No, it's doubled. All right, let's bury this piece in here rather than try to tie it, because it will. Oh, I could tie it onto this. It's pretty rotten though. Let's try that. Hopefully I won't break it. Do a double knot. I was looking at pictures. I've got to show them to my brother. They posted pictures of his newest little great-granddaughter. I was looking at them this morning, admiring her with her mommy and daddy. Her mommy's gonna make a good mommy. Her mommy, they wanted kids. They'll be good parents, hopefully. But I think they will be. They like kids. You have to like kids, and you have to, you almost, when you have your kids, you got to give them your life almost. Yeah, he's got a backstory, doesn't he? It's pretty raggedy backstory. All right, I was stitching the hind leg here when it broke on me. And look, it's sticking out there. I don't know what that goes to, but it's going to be clipped off. Hopefully it'll be okay. I'm almost done here. And then the tail we're going to do separately. Snipper snickerty little mouse in the pocket, chucking out all the backing stitches, the backs of the stitches, saying, they don't look very neat. You're not a very neat stitcher. I know. Alrighty. I think that's pretty good. And I think his tail will come around. I've got a pencil mark there, but maybe I can erase that. And let's just bring this around this way. Since I've got a gobba thread there, we're gonna tie our knot over here. Looks like I've got a beginning thread here. And my glasses are down at my nose. Oh, that might have been a mistake. Let's see if I can't. That might have been a mistake. Let's just do a couple of loops in here. It'll be okay once I get it stitched on because there isn't going to be a lot of pull and give at it. This thread kind of bothers me. And I'm stitching on a knit fabric. There you go. And I'm going to hide it up in here again. Now that's good. Looks like an egg. Alright, we'll give that to Penelope. I think he's cute. I think he's cute. Let's see if I can erase this. Yeah, that's pretty good. Hard to erase a knit fabric. And he's got into the dirt pile. Playing with somebody's lead pencil. Rolling around in the lead shavings. Alright. I need some pink. Let's see what I have. I don't know if I've got any. I don't think this is thread. That's going to use that for couching. I've got gold. Well, I might have something here. That's gold, though, I think. That's gold. This all is going in something else. I'm going to do that this morning, too. Let me get rid of all this, even what's in my needle here. I don't want it anymore. It's rotten thread. I might just throw it away. Because even when you use it for basting it, you saw where it broke on me. Let's see what I have in here. I have green. And there's some more black. I don't know if it's the same stuff or not. And I got this orange. I've got red. I don't know if I want red. Do mice have red eyes? Kind of a brown and green. There's another little, that's a needle. I need to put that in a case. That's a size 3 needle. I don't think I have pink. I don't remember. I got red. I've been using reds and greens for Christmas. That one's empty, except one little one. So, put these back in there. I got some stuff at the bottom, but I think it's yarn like that. These I'm saving. This is gold and a tat. Could put a tat on his tail. I might do that. I might give him a tat tail. Here's a gold one. Oh, these are the ones I saved out. What did I do here? Could give him a gold tail. These are the ones for the postcards, though. I grabbed them, almost threw them away. Hold on, Mary's got to find her way here. Get some brown thread and some green thread. No pink. Oh, that's gold. What's in here? See, it's all gold. Gold and reds and greens and whites. This is all thread about that long. I'm going to make a tassel. I've been stuffing it in there. Gold metallic. Gold, gold, gold. That's not in. I'm not going to find it in here. I'm going to look behind me. Hold on. I do like the idea of tatting a tail, though. That would be fun to do. Hold on. Let's see what's behind me. I think it's gold. I saw it when I came in. It's gold and green. Well, it's kind of a lavender. Kind of a tan. A champagne color. Oh, my lighting's bad. I'm looking in my basket over here. I have a lavender. Don't know what I did with it. Should be in here. White. White, green. Messed it all up, Mary. I want to get that thread packet out and see what I have in that. Hold on. It's here somewhere. That's the one thing I don't like about this, is I have to dig for what I want. I forget where I put it. I'm looking for that pack. Here it is, but there's no pink in there. It's gold. I haven't been using pinks. Well, she says. Well, I might just give him a color, a tail of a different color. Let's get my tatting needle out. You guys are just bearing with me this morning. I messed up. I packed that so nice and it's all messed up now. I'll have to repack it. The basket, the sewing basket. It's on my lap over here. Let me set it down. Oh no, Mary's gonna tap now. I'm gonna make a tail out of this. It's a light gold. Well, it doesn't show up too good on there though. I'm not happy with this. This shows up better. And what I could do for his eye, I guess I'll just make his eye black, his nose black, because I can't find pink. And let's see how my tatting case is going to work. Well, I could make his nose gold and his eye gold. He's a cute little persnickerty mouse. And I want to dig out my tatting needle and my needle threader. And I don't need the crochet hook or the scissors, because I've got 2 pair of 10-0 scissors out here. Oh, Meri, Meri, Meri. Do you think she'll put this all back in the right spot? It's questionable. All right, we're gonna thread my needle. That goes back in the case. I'm gonna look for a better case, a deeper case, because things fall out when I open it. All right. This won't take but just a bit. We're just going to do one little ring with the... And let me thread this. I have to get it over where I can see the eye. My needle threader, this is the bent one. Trying to thread the point of the needle. No wonder I can't find it. It's the point. Now I'm laughing and I'm jiggling so bad I can't. Sometimes I try to thread the point of the needle. My needle threader is kind of bent. Get that in there. Bring it down. And I'm going to leave a fairly long tail here because I want it to kind of come down that way. I might tat a ring. Let's see, if I tat a chain first and then work my... I'm going to try something here. I don't know if it'll work. And we're going to try it. I'm going to pull off a length here. Maybe about 1 yard. Maybe a little bit more than 1 yard because I'm going to do a chain. That's going to be probably more than I need. And I'm going to tat a chain, and then I'm going to try to work my true ring off of my chain. I think I can do that. And so I won't need as long of a tail here. Because I want a mouse tail. That's what I'm going for. And you'll see here. Let's see. This will turn into a ring. We want to tat a chain first. Hold on. I think I know what I'm doing, but I'm not sure. All right. So this, actually, I'm tatting a chain, and it's not doing a true ring. I'm just tatting like as if I were going to tat off the ball, even though I cut my thread for my chain. And so I'm just going to do a bunch of double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to need quite a few because I want them to kind of curl up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. hope I have enough to do the ring. 11. Probably should have took more. 12. 13. 14. 15. I've still got quite a bit of thread left. It's tangling down here at the bottom. Oops, sorry. See if I can do 25. I'm at 15, so I want to do 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That should be a pretty long mouse tail. All right, now what I want to do is pull this thread, pull this off, make a chain, so it'll kind of curl, which is good. So I'm just going to pull this thread through. We're not going to make a ring, we're just making a chain. And got my finger caught in. Oh dear. And I should have made that tail shorter. Can I still get a hold of him? Which one is the tail? They don't want to separate when you want them to separate. Come on. Is it this one? No, it's this one. There we go. It's good. It's all good. That's a chain. It's going to become the mouse tail. Up like so. I might put it up higher. Like this. And then I'm going to tat a little ring. I think I have enough. This tail is too long, but so I'm going to do what they call a true ring. I'm going to start at the other end rather than start here. I'm going to tat a true ring and pull it closed, hopefully at the tip of that tail. I think. I'm not sure. I've never done this before. You guys are seeing me experiment with my tatting. So I've got a short tail over here on the other end and a tail over here with the ring. I might want to pull my needle down to here. No, I want to start down here. Have a little loop in there. I want to start right here. And tat it over this way. Have a little tail there. That'll get hidden or something. I'm going to leave it a little longer though, because when I go to hide the threads with the needle, I need a length of thread. I'm going to watch. I think Katia's going to talk about hiding threads tomorrow. See what I can learn from her. All right. My fingers are a little shaky Please forgive that. My left hand is a little shaky. 1, and I'm going to do, wait, I lost it here. I wanted it to go clear down there. Hold on, I lost the chain here. I want it to fit right in here. I can get a hold of it. I should probably tie a knot on the end of that chain. Let's do that. Let's tie a knot so it'll tighten it up. You probably may not need to, but I'm going to. Tie a knot right at the end of that chain there. And this is where I want to start my ring, right here. Kind of hold it there. Straighten out my thread again. All right. All right, now I'm ready to go, I think. 1, 2. I think I'll just do 2. And I'm just going to do Picassos of varying sizes. I'm not going to try to be perfect. It'd be like a little flower on his tail. Let's see, I'm going to put... wanted that a little larger. And I'm just going to do a bunch of them. And then I'm going to pull it into a ring. Maybe make that one a little bigger. And a little smaller. And maybe a medium-sized one. Well, that's a small one. Let's make a little larger. Where did my chain go? Hopefully I can pull that down to my chain. I'm not sure this is going to work. I might have to cut it and stitch it together. We'll see. Because I lost my double stitch down. Got a great big loop in there. Hopefully it will pull down, but I don't know if it will. I wanted it to be right at the tip of the tail. And it's hard for me to do this under the camera because I'm not comfortable in my hands. My hands aren't comfortable here. All right, how many is that? That's quite a few. Let's see if I can pull a ring. And what I want to do is pull it clear down to the tip of this chain. And I'm hoping that it will work. But I might have a big space in there. No, it's going to work. Let's see. I don't know. I messed up my tail piece again here. No, I knotted it down here. That's what I did. I knotted it in here. This piece got knotted. So what I thought was going to work didn't. So what I'm going to do to try to save it instead of trying to do a true ring is see if I can't just tie a knot in it and clip my threads. I don't know if I can. Let's see if I can pull this through. I knotted it up here. I knotted it all up. I didn't mean to do that. I was going so good. Sometimes I knot stuff. Oh, wait, I'm getting this one out. Hold on. Give me a pen, Penelope. Yeah, it needs to be unknotted down here. Let's see if I can work that loose. It got knotted up with the tail. It's not too much of a knot. I lost my needle. I don't know what I did here. I might not be able to do a true ring off of a chain. I've never done this before, so I probably did it the wrong way. But I'm hoping that I can just make a, I'm hoping I can pull this through. I don't know which one it is. It's this one. It's the green one. He doesn't want to come through. Can't get a hold of him. Threads in the way. Get a hold of the one that I want. Well, I have. See, I can pull it. I can pull it open, but I can't pull it closed. That thread is not coming through. This is what I get, messes I get into when I start to experiment. I can pull it open. There he comes. He's coming. Yay. Oh, come on. No, I'm pulling him too tight. Well, he's a mess. Pulling on my chain thread. I wanted a pretty little ring here at the end. Well, that's not working. I'm going to cut it. This will go in the oopsie. This will go in the oopsie pile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this chain right here. See, here's my ring right there. He wasn't working off of my chain. I did something wrong there. And I tied a knot in it, so this will make a good little mouse tail right here. We're going to save this. And what I was hoping was that I could do a true ring off of this, and I think you probably can, but I'll have to work with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a separate ring. And just give me a minute here. I should have probably just tried a regular ring and just work a regular ring off of that. I probably could work a regular ring off of this. I think what happened was my other little piece got caught in there. My other little tail. I think I can just, I think they call this a throne ring when you work a ring off of and I'm not going to do it as a true ring. I'm just going to do it as what they call a self-closing mock ring. Now, what did I do with my needle threader? Oh, I spilled my needles over here. Oh, Mary, you're making a mess. You're making a mess. Here's my needle threader. Let's see if I can thread the eye end of my needle. I want to do my mouse. We may not get to the postcard today, but I'll get them out to you. Before I do any more, I'll mail these. I did them, was it Saturday morning or Sunday morning? Saturday morning, I think I did postcards. Okay, let's thread get that out of the way. When you mess up with tatting, try to figure out what you did wrong. And I'm going to do that, but not here. I tried to fix it here. I tried to make that ring work, but it was obviously too knotted up. And I think what happened was when I pulled my thread through for the chain, I had two tails. And I think I grabbed onto one, but not the other one. And so I think the other one got caught. I think that's what happened, but I'm not sure. I think that could probably be done. But what I'm saying is when something like that happens to you, try to figure out what you did wrong. And don't let it frustrate you. Just go on, and this will go in my oopsie pile. This is the tail. Now there's another way to make a ring here. Let's get this tail out of the way. And Katia's good. She would, you know how crocheters will work the tail into the next motif that they're doing. Well, I'm not that. Catillo showed how to do that. She does that. I have to sew mine in. So I'm going to hold that tail back, and now we're going to do a ring here. And I'm not doing a true ring. I'm doing a what they call a self-closing mock ring, and hopefully this one will work. If it doesn't, I'll just cut the whole thing off and do it separately. But I'd like to have it attached right to the tail because I want to make it work. And hold on here. I'm just doing picots of any length here to make kind of like a little flower on his tail. What time is it? 8:30. I won't get to the postcards today. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I might come on tomorrow and finish up my postcards. I don't want them to sit till Friday. I played too much with the slow stitching here, but I do like to do slow stitching on Tuesdays. How many do I have? Put a few more on there. Tail out of the way. Hold on, I got my hand. It's getting a pretty short loop of thread. I can't go too much further. And I think I could probably do this with a true ring, but I think I tangled those tails up at the bottom and then it. All right, I'm going to do one extra one here. And then we're going to close the ring, hopefully. And here's the tail and the chain. And I'm going to try to hold on to those and pull that ring. And in this case, when I close the ring with a self-closing mock ring, you bring your needle through the loop, and that's how you close it. Like that. And that ties it shut. That's what I wanted to happen. Now I got this tail from the chain, but I'm going to let my tails hang off here. I'm going to tie them. I'm going to let him hang. He'll have hanging threads on this flower of his tail. It's just a stitched piece. It's just for the... All right, let's snip it. And let's tie it a little tighter here. There we go. Should have done that in the first place. I'm going to have to see if I can't figure out how to do it with a true ring. That was a self-closing mock ring for those of you that tap. Let's put my needle back in here. And I think I'm going to put it to the top one up here. Keep it separate from all the stuff on the bottom. And this is batting. I don't know, it might work better to put that in a strip of fabric or a paper. Of all the strips of fabric I have around here, when I want one, I can't find it. We'll put it on this rust piece. What's it? ATC. That's... I don't know if it'll go through that either, because it's might help if I use the pointy end. And let's just fold it this way, and I'll find a different strip. But this is just to close it up. Oh, let's put the needle threader in there. And that'll go in my basket. Now what I want to do is this will become his tail. And I don't know if I'm going to let those hang. Right now they're hanging. But I'm going to cut this out. Now for Snickerty Little Mouse, isn't he cute? Oh, I didn't stitch his eye. I didn't stitch his eye. Or his nose. I wish I could grab some pink off of that ball. Let's see where that ball of thread is. It's a very light pink, but it is pink. It's not the right color. It's not going to show up. There is pink in there. And I pulled the thread off of my needle. Mary's just bumming around here. I could make it gold. A gold eye and a gold nose. I think I like the idea of a gold nose and a gold eye. Rather than, because I can't find any pink right nearby. And I like gold. So let's see what I can do here. The nose first. And I just kind of want to tie this in. This is the back. Get a hold of my needle. Oh, I pulled it out. Meri doesn't get frustrated at all when she stitches. Hold on to it. Make a knot. That's what I was going for, was a knot. And we're going to give him a gold nose. Just because I don't have any pink. And I could do it as a French knot. Do I have enough? I might have enough. That's 3. Don't let it fall off your needle. Might be a wonky French knot, but it'll be a French knot. Pull it through. Pull it through, pull it through. It's got a loop in it. Let's see if I can tighten that up a little. If I don't like it, I'll pull it out. tighten that knot up a little. I don't care if it's a little bigger because it needs to show up. There, that's good for his nose. You can tell that it's a French knot. That's good enough. It's on test fabric anyway. Let's go do his eye, which I don't know if I'll have enough. We'll see. It's right here. It looks like he's eating a piece of cheese. Got his nose in the cheese there. Let's see if I can do, I don't have much left thread left on this needle. 1, 2, it's a short thread and a long needle, and that's not a good combination. 1, 2, 3. Now the hard part for me is getting it back in the fabric without losing my stitches. I don't think I have enough thread. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe just 2. 1, 2, 3. I can get 3, but then trying to get my needle back into that fabric is the... You're supposed to hold on to this, but it's hard for me to do it right over the camera. Let's see what happens here. Probably be wonky again. But that's okay. I got a gold-eyed. I got a gold-eyed mouse with a big old unker of a nose. I love it. I love it. He's going on the back of anyway. He's a persnickerty little mouse. He's got a gold eye and a gold nose. You can get a gold nose from nosing around in the cheese. Gold eye because he's looking for cheese. Let's put the needle back in the... Give it to Penelope. He's got a gold eye and a gold. That nose has a loop in it. I don't like it. I wish I could stitch it down a little bit more. Maybe I will if I stitch this. I'm going to cut him out. What time is it? 8:46. He's going to go on the back of my fabric. I'm cutting just a little, maybe about 1/4 of an inch around him. And I'm going to stitch him down using the 1/4 of an inch. And then we'll put his tail on him. And when I stitch him down, I'm going to try to shorten that nose a little. And maybe I'll put a little eyeball, little black eyeball in his eye. Come on, Meri, don't. What are you doing here? Don't snip your thread. I'll do as much as I can before I leave, but I have to leave at 9 o'clock because Kathy and Colleen come on. I don't want to rob them of their time. Just to keep an eye on my time. Yeah, I didn't do that French knot on it. The French knots aren't that great, but I didn't have a long enough thread. All right, I'm just gonna I'm going to toss this because it's that knit. And I think if I put a little black piece in, especially his eyeball, that'll make him stand out a little bit more. Now, what I want to do is on here, right in, where did he go? Did I knock him off? Right in here. He's going to be checking out the back stitching. He's the persnickerty little mouse that's checking out the stitching. You know what, I want to put him this way. He doesn't have to be on the circle. I think I like him right like that. And then his tail, and I might snip these threads. I think I will. Probably should try to hide them, but I'm not going to here. I'm just going to snip them. If I can snip them without snipping anything else, they might, hopefully they won't fall out. I think I tied a knot at the end of that. So his tail isn't going to show up much. Maybe I'll put his tail where he shows up more, like that. Or I could try to put him on those dark pieces that I said was too dark. And like take this out because he's awfully light. And then his tail would show up better. I think I like that better. So that's what I need to do next. And I think I'll do that offline. I'll just pin this on because I need a sharper needle to do this. And that needle there is not working for me. So you'll get an idea just by looking. Maybe I'll, here I got time. Let's take my pins and put right there. Let's get a, I don't know if this black thread might be too much, but let's see if I can give him an eyeball. Was that my needle? I think that was a different one. I think I put it in here. No. Was that my needle, Penelope? Maybe it was. This isn't the right needle, but we're going to use it. These are more darning needles. These are not needles to work for slow stitch. It's way too big for this. But I want to give him an eyeball here. Hopefully. Yeah, I pulled it right through. Doggone it. Can't see anything. This thread tore right in half. It's a rotten thread. Rotten thread. Let's try it again. I'm going to throw that thread away. It breaks. That's probably why it was at the thrift store. Be forewarned, if you buy thread at the thrift store, this is the second piece of rotten thread that I've gotten. But a great big old skein of thread, and it was just, I can pull it apart. And I'm doing serious damage to this eye. Just tie it on the back into a knot. Come on, Meri. And I got a long tail over here, but I couldn't see where it was going now. Let's stitch this. It should have beady little eyes, but I don't know if I can accomplish that. It's not easy doing this in front of everybody. Sometimes if I were doing this alone, I might just rip the whole thing out and go find some pink thread. But I think it's coming along. I'm gonna tighten this eye up a little more. He's a cute little mouse. He's a snickerty little mouse. I'm getting hungry. My brother must be cooking something out there. It smells good. He cooks stuff that smells good, and then I get hungry. How is that looking? Still need to tighten this up a little if I can. I'll probably end up cutting the whole thing out and saying to heck with it, because it's not doing what I want it to do. Usually though, if I just keep at it, it usually works out for me. Don't know if this is going to or not, because I'm stitching on, that's why I say when you stitch on a piece that you've already cut, it's hard to handle it. Oh, poor little guy. Don't know if I made it better or worse. He's going to have gold flecks in his black eye. But they usually have beady little black eyes anyway, but his is pretty big. I don't mind his eye being big. I think I'll leave that for his eye. Well, let's see what I can do with the nose here. What time is it? 8:57. I got 3 minutes. I'm just going to pin them onto this piece. I'm not going to stitch them on. See if I can't finish the nose. I just kind of want to tack it down a little. And I pulled that thread apart. It's rotten. It is rotten thread. I'm just going to clip it. because it's going to get stitched down anyway. His nose is a little better. I would say his eye is any better. I might offline tear all that out, tear this out, and go find me some pink thread, because I'm not happy with it. But for right now, because it's getting late, put my pins over here. I'm just going to pin them on here. And he's checking he really needs to kind of go at a slant. He's checking out the back stitching. So this will be down on a piece of the inside of the fabric or on the journal cover itself. I don't want it, I'm just pinning him here because I want him looking at the stitches. And I want him looking up at the stitches. Sort of like that. He's checking out. Looks like he's looking for a piece of cheese. And this is the back of this piece. This is the back. I might find a different piece while I'm working on the eye, but you get the idea. You get the idea. And of course, I knocked the tail off here. So if this piece is pinned in here, stitched down here, upside down, which I may not use this piece because I like it, I might stitch another piece. And his tail, well, actually, his tail will go up this way onto the other circle, so I'll have to figure that out. Let me pin this down while I'm here. He probably would work better on the other side. Let me pin the tail down. But you get the idea. He's the persnickety little mouse that jumped in the pocket and is checking out all the back stitches. And I do want him on my journal cover because he kind of tells his story. Let's see how he looks. It's time to go, Mary. Let me dump this stuff in here. Except for that rotten thread. I'm so disappointed with that thread. I'm going to throw it all out. So I didn't get to the postcards because I got too chatty with this stuff. But I like my mouse. I don't like the eye and the nose. I think I'm going to cut them out and put little pink eye and nose. And I really don't like how this is going over on through the pink onto the other side. So if I do stitch him onto my journal cover, I will probably stitch it, that's ruining my Picasso there. I will probably stitch it in a different way so to fall on a short piece. I'm straightening my Picassos out on this flower, on his tail. It's okay there, but it doesn't look like a tail right now. It's supposed to come out more that way. There we go. A little mouse checking out the stitches on the ends, the backstory stitches. But I really need a different piece. This, you know, this is just a piece that was on here. I turned it upside down. So I'm going to use this as my thumbnail such that it is. I'm not happy with him. I'm not happy with the nose and the mouth. The tail, I kind of rescued the tail. So, and this is the cover. This is not the test area. This is what all I have done of the cover. Oh. I could have put him in here, but no. All right. It is 9:04. I need to go. Kathy Berg and Colleen are probably on. Stacy May is on. Yeah. Go check them out. Have a great day. Be safe. Be safe. Bye, everybody. Thanks for sharing your Tuesday morning with me.